Our spotlight story tonight is about a group of Japanese students visiting Big Bend Community College to help strengthen bonds and share their experience with earthquakes.
2 years ago today, a massive earthquake and resultant tsunami hit the east coast of Japan, resulting in the deaths of nearly 16,000 people and the displacement of 340,000. This past Thursday, 150 students from the disaster-affected areas were at Big Bend Community College. As part of an 11-day tour of Washington and California, they shared lunch with local students and some personal stories about their experience during and since the disaster.
The water and electricity came to stop.
Mari Mariyama is with the Laurasian Institution, a Seattle nonprofit specializing in education exchange programs. She said the tour is sponsored by Japan's Ministry of Foreign Affairs as part of the Kizuna, or Bond Project, intended to promote a better understanding of Japan's revival efforts in the wake of the disaster.
And what we also hope is for the Japanese students to have a chance to talk to Americans. And so they've been really excited about that.
Two groups of students gave presentations in English on the earthquake and the progress of reconstruction efforts. One girl said the disaster taught her that borders and races have no meaning when it comes to helping each other through a tragedy. She shared a letter she'd received from an American student shortly after the earthquake.
I was very happy to read this letter. It is because the letter says, "Your friend, your cousin." I want to meet and say her, "Thank you for your wonderful letter. It makes me really happy. You are my friend."
Japanese teacher Shizune Katsumana said although some of her students are from an inland area not directly hit by the tsunami, they've still been affected.
We share the same feelings, and the tsunami victims are having a hard time because they still have temporary housing problems and they cannot see their future yet.
Big Bend Foundation board member Paul Harai arranged the Grant County portion of the tour. Before coming by the college, the students visited a Warden onion processor. After lunch, they were heading to a wind farm in Vantage. Harai visited Japan shortly after the tsunami, bringing back dozens of pictures of the devastation.
It's phenomenal. You know, if you'll notice in these pictures, there's not a tree standing. Only thing that's standing is something made out of concrete, embedded. And you'll see big boats, ships on the streets. And so that indicates that water really has some force.
Ashley Greenidge moved to Japan in 2008 to teach English. She served as a guide during the students' visit, which she said was intended in part to put a face to the disaster.
You know, they went through it. They were fairly young when it happened. I mean, 2 years ago, some of them were 13. And so to kind of give a human face to it and share not only what happened, but what they hope for the future.
Greenidge says the country's reconstruction effort has been slow but steady.
I think one of the groups told us it would be about 10 years before all the areas are back to full working order.
For iFIBER 1 News, this is Ryan Lancaster reporting.
Thanks, Ryan. Stay tuned. We'll be right back after this.